Hi, okay, here we go. I'm going to go over Chapter 1 review of Part 3. This is the Part 3 slideshow. Okay, let's get this started. So we left off at genetic engineering, CRISPR. Okay, and I'll bring that up at the end. Okay, so learning outcomes. This run is going to be on this part, outlining the manufacturing process of biopharmaceuticals. Outline the development regulatory approval process of biopharmaceuticals. Go ahead and demonstrate knowledge of regulatory agencies governing the manufacture and distribution of biotechnology-derived products. Now, what I've done is I've taken that thing that was from Biotech 1 and I've expanded it related to BACE objectives, the Biotech Certification Exam objectives. So I've stretched it out and put terms in there that are related to that. Okay, next run would be, of course, just let's go over some basic stuff about careers in the biotech field. It always changes. It's changing all the time. Discuss ethics and bioethics in the workplace and society. Okay, so each biotech company usually specializes in a group of similar products. They're all involved with agricultural plant products. Now it's not Monsanto anymore. That was bought up by Bayer Ag. So it's an agricultural company now that makes like all of that herbicide resist, the whole thing of Roundup Ready soybeans and the herbicide resist the herbicide and all of that. So it's that company. And then fermentation equipment, biotherapies, DNA sequencers for research, enzymes for food processing. I don't know if you heard this story. It was kind of an interesting story about a month ago, but it kind of fell away. Kodak. I don't think you know Kodak. You guys are probably too young for that. Kodak was the photograph company, the photographing company. They bought, they made cameras and film and developer for developing, of course, making photos and everything. Well, our president had mentioned they were going to put a bunch of money into Kodak to making pharmaceuticals, drugs, medicines for people to take. So they were actually going to pull them from being, they're not doing that anymore with the photography stuff. They were going out of, a lot of companies have gone by the wayside because of course digital photography is taken over. So, there are still people doing this and it is a cool thing. You have a dark room where you're developing your own, photos, and they made developing chemicals. So I don't know if that's working out for that company. I think they were thinking if that would happen, but it's like, it's a little bit of a stretch. I don't know. I mean, what they have is the way to scale up. They have a lot of equipment to make a lot of something. So that's what they were thinking. Like they could use what they have that makes a lot of something, say photo developer, a chemical that's used to develop photos. Okay, but it could also now turn into something where you're making medicines in a large scale. Okay. All right. So I don't know. What do you think about that? Again, a place that makes I don't know. So we'll go. Okay. Anyway, but that's usually the case is that they make one thing and that's what they do. We have a company down here that is just for scale up. I believe they're still scale up. What are they called? It's down on Yamato. They do just this they have fermentation tanks and all they do is scale up a chemical or biopharmaceutical for other companies. Or maybe people just make reagents or they just do this. So they just have that in their profile. Okay, developing ideas for new products. Discussions lead to new ideas. Reading literature reviews can lead to new ideas. You're developing your literature review. Fun times. I know everybody's going, I do that for something else, so I don't have to do a literature. But that's what you do for this, what we're going to do for a science project. Find out there's stuff out there. There's stuff out there that you can help you to guide you to getting together your idea. Sometimes even daydreaming or serendipity, right, can lead to new ideas. The classic is the guy who developed PCR. He just passed away a couple years ago. He was sailing, I don't know, he's on a boat, and he just thought about why don't we heat up DNA and it opens up, and then you get these little pieces of DNA in there, and it just makes like many copies of what you need. It's like, that was it. Thermocycler, PCR, polymerase chain reaction, amplifying DNA. So it sometimes can happen that way. Okay, biotech companies typically specialize in a group of similar products. Again, Monsanto. Oh no, oh well. Okay, doesn't understand my account, but that's all right. Monsanto makes plant products, makes fermentation equipment. No, they don't anymore. It's Bayer. Gilead Sciences is still around. They produce viral therapies. So they do this. They usually specialize in a particular product area because the manufacturing processes and procedures are nearly the same among similar products. So 3 ways an idea for a new product might come about. Our research teams are regularly